I am not a transhumanist. I'm very anti-oligarch. There's certain things about the oligarchs, not just Elon, but also the oligarchs that, the Bezos and Zuckerberg particularly, all these guys don't support us. And people have to understand, the CNN audience understand, they don't support MAGA.
I think it's quite clear how Steve Bannon feels about Elon Musk, but you ran into him today. What did he have to say?
Yeah, not a fan. He's definitely not a fan. Yeah, he's here at CPAC this week, really holding court. And, I think it does underline just how influential Steve Bannon still is in the MAGA movement. And here's some of what he had to say.
You're one of the very few people in MAGA world who will speak out against Elon Musk. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but Elon's doing some great work. I'm a huge supporter of the deconstruction administrative state and what Elon's doing in Doge. I'm a big supporter of that. I hope, and my prayer is that these cuts are real. I wish him a lot of luck, but I am not a transhumanist. I'm very anti-oligarch. There's certain things about the oligarchs, not just Elon, but also the oligarchs that, the Bezos and Zuckerberg particularly, all these guys don't support us. And people have to understand, the CNN audience understand, they don't support MAGA.
Zuckerberg went on Joe Rogan, said how big a Trump fan he was. You're not convinced?
No, he's a criminal. What are you talking about? He put up $500 million to steal the election in 2020.
And of course, Mark Zuckerberg has not been charged nor convicted with any crimes, and certainly nothing to do with the imagined steal of the 2020 election, although it is a conspiracy theory that's often repeated in MAGA circles.
Yeah, well, it used to be part of what Trump pushed until he and Zuckerberg formed this détente, I guess done on Zuckerberg's part, really. But what he said there, they're not MAGA. They don't understand MAGA. That's interesting to me in terms of what this movement looks like.
Yeah, and look, I mean, one of the fascinating things I think about Steve Bannon is he has this show that broadcasts for 4 hours live every day. I don't know if you want to try that out.
Pass.
It's tough going. And it's everywhere. I mean, it comes preloaded. The channel comes preloaded on many televisions that are sold in this country today, any smart TV, basically. So he's reaching hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of people. And he didn't hold back as he was talking about what he describes as oligarchs here in the US.
You can tell President Trump doesn't totally trust the oligarchs. We're putting in very tough antitrust people into the Justice Department and to the alphabet agencies. And they have on War Room, we're a huge platform. Look, I'm not a conservative, right? I'm a Republican because I've registered Republican. I'm really a populist nationalist. So as you see here today, these are working class and middle class people, and they don't want the concentration of power. And by the way, those oligarchs, and people in CNN are understanding that, just like they've turned on you now, right? They've abandoned the progressive left. They will abandon us in the same thing. They seek power. Right now, their feeling is they can see the math, and they see that we have a building coalition. So they're with us, but only temporarily. I gotta go.
That's fascinating to me, because just to hear that from someone who was at the White House on day one of Trump's last term, and then today, Mark Zuckerberg was here in Washington today. At the inauguration, we saw all of the CEOs sitting by Trump as he was taking the oath of office.
I'm super skeptical. And I mean, one thing does ring true there that it just occurred to me as he was speaking that Zuckerberg and Twitter at the time, they all banned Trump. They kicked Trump off their platforms, and many would say rightfully so after January 6th in 2021, just as Biden was coming into office. If you look at the dates, last month when Trump was about to come into office, it was almost around the exact same date that Zuckerberg announced that they were getting rid of fact checks. So when you see this point of these companies trying to adjust to whatever administration is coming in, he certainly does have a point there.